Let's get started creating our buttons for our homepage. Again, I'm going to bring in my color palette from the first slide and shrink that down so I can use the eyedropper real easily. And I'm going to choose between two different styles of buttons. One is going to be sort of round or oval, and the other is going to be a rounded off rectangle. Those typically are the ones that work best for me. And I'm going to go ahead and select the color that I'm imagining I want to use for at least the first button. And I'm going to want to add a shadow to it so that, like with the banner, we have a little bit of depth. Now, as I do the second option, the rounded rectangle, I'm going to format it in the same way so that I have the clearest picture of which I'm going to prefer. And I'm going to choose which one looks best with my banner. So I'm going to put in the sample text. This is going to be so that I can see how it looks when I have it formatted as it would be on the homepage. I'm going to test out using the serif font or the sans serif font first. And again, I'm using the same text in both, just so that all things are sort of equal. You'll notice that I'm going off of my 4 choices and using my dropper in the image. That's one of the nice things about using the eyedropper, is that you have a little bit of flexibility. As I mentioned in the part 1 video, I like to use PowerPoint just because you don't really have to have any design experience or know-how in order to be able to format things in PowerPoint. But obviously, if you have greater abilities, then you can use a different program. So I'm going to choose the one, as I said, that looks best with my banner. And then once I've made that decision, then I'll go back and try with the handwriting font as opposed to the sans serif font. Maybe change the shape a little bit, but I'm going to choose the one that works best. And I think I prefer the rounded one with the handwriting. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate it so that I can see a comparison between using the handwriting font versus the serif and see which I prefer. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it one more time. I'm liking the handwritten font, but I'm wondering if it's going to look better if it's all on one line. So I'm going to extend my oval to see what that looks like. So it's just a matter of sort of playing with what you think is going to look best. And I do think I like that extended oval with the cursive font. The agenda is a really important part of my LMS. It's sort of the hub of information. So I have 3 different agenda buttons on the homepage. I have this week's agenda, last week's agenda, and old agendas. So I format them all the same so I can just copy and paste. And then I'm going to change the colors so that students can easily differentiate between them. I'm just about done here. The last thing that I want to do is create a button for an like about the teacher page. My school likes us to have that available, and I prefer to have it on my LMS as opposed to the public website, just so I can share personal information that I maybe wouldn't feel comfortable doing on the forward facing website that anyone can see. So I'm going to go ahead and make that button. That'll be the last one that I do. I'm making it a little bit different shape, but it's the same process. And then I'm going to need to take all of these and save them as pictures, just like we saved the picture of the banner in the first video. When we saved previously, we had to group things together because we were working with layers, but that's not the case this time. I want to save each of these as individual buttons. So I just need to right-click on the image, save it as a picture, and do that for each of the 4 buttons. Once I've saved all 4 of the buttons, then I'm ready to get started on my homepage in Canvas. That will be the next video.